Today, I'm going to talk to young people who are both doing voluntary work in the sports sector. First, there's Liam Parker, who is keen BMX biker and does a lot of work at the sports center. And then there's Darby Sanford, who has volunteered to help many different sports and who now has a paid job with a sport organization. So, Liam, tell us a bit about the place you work. It sounds really interesting. Yes, it's really cool. Basically, it's a huge space where lots of sport and cultural events take place. It used to be a shipbuilding hangar, but the company went bust years ago. The building was taken over and completely renovated and repurposed about 5 years ago. Now, we have facilities for all kinds of urban sports like skateboarding, breakdancing, park out, kick scooter. Hang on a moment. Can you explain the last two? A kick scooter is just a normal scooter with a handlebar, brake, and wheels. But now we have stunt scooter and special ones for racing, and park hour has been around for a while now. It's a way of moving around an urban environment. It developed for military training. It's involved climbing, running, floating, jumping, swinging, and stuff like that. Everyone's seen it on TV and videos. People jumping off incredible high buildings between roof and things. So, what are you involved with? My passion is for BMX and I want to get other people involved in the sport. But I do all kinds of things at the center. I make sure the bikes and scooters meet safety standards. I check the tracks and ramps so that they are clean and no more can slip and hurt themselves. I teach kids the basics of BMX and do demonstration. I sometimes cook in the burger van too. Right? So you've earned a lot of skill? Yeah, at first I was a bit nervous about speaking to groups, but now I have no problems giving safety introduction to people. I had to learn sport specifics first and in case anyone hurt themselves. Cooking hygiene for the burger fan, made for taking money at the till. I've had a lot of training in different areas and gained useful certificates. So, all that the training will be valuable when you come to look for paid work? Absolutely. I'm still only 18 and I've been volunteering for 2 years. I'd like to stay in this sector and find full-time paid work. So absolutely, and all my experience and skill will help a lot. Thank you, Liam. And now our other guest has made the jump from voluntary work to paid work. Debbie, you've been involved in many different sports in your 20 years, haven't you? Yes, quite a few. I started off playing football at country level and then got into coaching. I recognized that I wouldn't have been able to play football without that help volunteers. So when I had the chance to help other people, I did. Then I started a degree in sport development and I realized that lots of people like me would soon have a degree and be looking for a job and I'd need more experience to compete with them all.
So, you volunteered again?
Yes, I spent a year helping with an online sport volunteering bureau and volunteered at various events including a cricket tournament, a table tennis champion, and a half marathon. Wow, that's a lot of experience. Yes, I must add that I don't actually play cricket or table tennis myself. True, I do run. You don't have to be an expert in a sport volunteering. There are lots of jobs that need doing. And now you finished your degree and you're working. That's right, I wrote my dissertation on the retention and recruitment of volunteers, and now I manage volunteers for an organization promoting swimming. I also organize even at the national level. I would never have got the job without all my volunteering experience. It's helped me lots. And finally, a question for you both. Do you think we sometimes exploit volunteers in this country? Are they doing things for free when they ought to be getting paid? Liam, I believe that you volunteer for about 10 or 20 hours a week. Do you ever feel that you should be paid for what you do? Well, of course, it would be nice, but the organization I have is non-profit making and it couldn't really afford to pay all the volunteers. At the moment, I am happy to do what I love and gain experience of dealing with the public. I am living with my parents and they're paying my keep. In the future, I'll have to look for paid work. I think many volunteers feel they want to give something back to their sport. It was like that for me with football. I really it would be good to have more paid position, but we also need volunteers. Sport just couldn't function without them. It's really important to give people recognition for what they do true. Thanks very much for sharing your experience. And now we're going to move on